Like us, many have spoken over this spring, but they were gone in the twinkling of an eye. We conquered the world with the bravery and might, but we did not take it with us to the grave. What a beautiful day to begin with. Thank you so much for being with us, and today I am going to review fictional story penned by a couple from UK. Before moving further with anything, it should be noted very well that the opening sequence of this series, they have already told that it's a fiction work, and based on the Alex Rutherford, it's a couple from United Kingdom, and especially if they are from United Kingdom, you can understand that if they cannot pen anything about Jallianwala, how could they pen anything that atrocities that happened it. So it's a 6-book series from Empire of the Mughal raiders or invaders from the north. So they have told imagine that you get the artistic liberties, and when you are writing something out of putting everything in a nutshell, summarizing all these 6 books and giving to the audience that they could really digest. So they just done their level best to make it very minimum, and I hope they have eradicated all those things that they have shown very well in their book, or in the books it's more told. Dinah and Michael Preston in this 6-book series, it's like a Game of Thrones, and they have told how Babur from childhood grew up and become very matured a ruler from Uzbekistan, and how he has to battle with Shaybani, and at that time he was more powerful and he was youngster, and what are the challenges were on his way. And as I shared the quote from him at the beginning, that we could not take anything with ourselves to the grave. So let's begin what the story is all about and what we can learn from it, because they didn't portray anything that could be very sensitive to our audience. After the sudden demise of his father, Babur got this crown, and it was a huge responsibility to how to handle his state at that time. Shabana Azmi played a very good role as a Daulat Begum, and she is the one who was handling many things, because she really wanted him to grow stronger, bigger, so that he can tackle the tactics of Shaybani, because she knew that he doesn't trust anyone. So during that time it was all her responsibility, and especially there was another person, Wazir, who it was very well played by Dev also, and they were the ones who were trying to protect this guy. But there is someone who also came and helped him at the very crucial moment of his life when he was about to lose his life. Wazir character is one of the strongest character here, because from childhood he knew that he really need to develop his skills, so that he can really whenever the hard situation will come, he will tackle him a battle by himself instead of run away as a coward, because he really wanted him, after the death of his father, he really wanted him to know his responsibilities, and any kind of childlike or child like things that he really does, it's not his task to go with all these things. So he has to focus more on battling and how to survive and how to take care of all those women and all those people in his area. Another key role played by Kasam, he really wanted to save Babur at that time, but at that time people were also starving, and that was the thing that they have shown very clearly, that no matter whatever the situation is, people were not happy at that time, and especially they don't have food, whatever the politics or whatever it was going on. Imagine that in Cherry also, the Amitabh Bachchan movie, they said that if the conspiracy starts from within, you cannot blame on others, because that is vacuum that has been created, and someone has to fill that vacuum. The very most important, I think, he really played very well here. Aside from talking about all those, because imagine that if Disney is making this movie in Bollywood, they really need to calculate so many things also, especially the budget. You can't expect that we could make the movie according to the script or the, imagine they got more money when it comes to funding. So according to the funds also, they really need to manage in that circle or in that amount, and that's why there are some flaws also. We have to neglect that, because we cannot compare these with international, like how they, all the details they show, people and costume, so many things. So we need to talk, no need to discuss that one, but overall his character was very good, and he doesn't trust anyone. All he trusts is day he really need to rule, and night he has to wake up to see who are watching him, who are conspiring against him. So he has to watch out everything. Doesn't trust anyone, even if he invade anywhere else. He really wanted to know who is being using oily tongue also. So you will see there is a very important scene there that will be very cruel. Even though Babur was already grown up and he could really battle very well, but maybe why he just keeps thinking that he is weaker with his force and he cannot handle all this. So at that time we could say that maybe he has not shown bravery, and he gave Khanzada, his sister, because that's what he was expecting. He said, if I really need to not kill you, I really need to get something from you, and that's someone from your blood. Either I finish all of them, or let someone from your family to be my wife, or my whatever he really says that. So Khanzada now in the custody of Shaybani. For all these years, what she went through, or what Babur went through, that's more about the psychological pressure that they had, that being ruler, they have given up so easily on their own pride. During all these years, she kept suffering, and during that time, she met someone from a Shaybani area or his castle, and that person also knew that why she is keeping mum, and because she has been brewing something in her mind. So you will understand that's a very good sequence, and you will find out that though with the passage of time, it looks like she fell into a Stockholm syndrome, and she fell in love with him, became his wife, and she keeps showing that she is pregnant. So that's why he will have more trust on her. So with the passage of time, she at the beginning she was against him, and later she was more into him. But she really wanted to save him, or maybe she was playing mind games throughout this. You have to watch it in the series. During this time, Babur was more angry at his actions, emotionally, physically, because he really wanted to save other people also from his tribe and all from his state. But he was broken during this time, and he was always lashing at himself. While Shaybani was busy in his own life, Babur got on his knees and started invading other areas to get more people behind him, to get more power when he waged war on Shaybani. So that he became successful in this tactic. Qasim once again played a very key role, finding out all the ground realities. And since childhood, he has been very nice to Babur. And when he became adult and mature, he still was there to help. But he has no good relation with Wazir. But you could see that what happens in the middle of somewhere, you will really be amazed that at least he has a soft corner for all those who were his friends or foes. During this time, he became victorious, and he has created all the master plan to finish Shaybani. Thus, the battles that sometimes we win from outside, we always lose from within ourselves, and who were plotting against him were none other than his own people. Even though Khanzada was very wise, making all the decisions, and by sacrificing her life, she still helped her brother. So she was always there, being a strong pillar, and her character, and especially on screen, Dino Moria, and both of them, they played a very good role, and you will really be amazed at how overall it is good to watch, and especially get to know something different. We should really sum up by saying that they have done a very tremendous job, and especially we need not to criticize. It depends upon budget. The more you are given, the more better and best you will produce. But if it is less and it is on just like a TV series, and you don't want to take it to the another level, definitely some of the web series, the public backlash and all this, really need to think about all this, what the people could think about making a story about them. So I hope you will enjoy this. Thank you so much for bearing me. Take care of your loved ones, stay safe, and have a great weekend. Bye bye.